Hey everybody, welcome to the witching hour. Yes, the hour of the day when the veil is thin and magic happens. We have some magic for you today. You might even recognize him. He is a many-time repeat guest, which is rare. He is a witch. He is an author. He is a fairy seer. He is an eco-magical activist. So let's find out what that means. Welcome, welcome, one of my dearest friends in the world, Orion
Hey,
Foxwood. Thank you for coming back on.
thank you. It's wonderful to be on here again, and it's
Yeah.
an annual thing that I look forward
It's an
to. Thank
annual
you.
thing, and we pushed back because the year just got started so fast. I mean, I don't know what happened. It's February. But so let's look at that. Again, you are a leader in the community. You are, again, one of my favorite people since the day I met you. So if somebody kind of goes, what is, well, we know what a witch is. We might understand what a fairy's here. We can go into that. What the heck is an eco-magical activist?
Me. No. So, what an eco-magical activist is, um, well, first of all, I define magic as the act of conscious creation.
Mm.
To be a conscious creator, and that means to awaken, to access, and to apply, and to bring all of us, all the life that's in us, here. Now, an eco-magical activist then is one who's concerned or activated to help the ecological state, whose ecology being the overall fabric of nature that we live in, human and all nature. So my activism is about waking us up and beginning to cure the illusion of isolation, which is a side effect of the development of human individuality, human free will. But it's time to take that thread of human free will and thread it back into the greater fabric of we are co-creating existence together with all of nature, human nature and tree nature and bee nature and all of it. And we're never going to feel home again until we do.
Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, because times we're not getting political now, but times are tough. Times are crazy. Times have always been tough, but extra tough right now. So do you
Yeah.
feel that much more invigorated, much more motivated now more than ever? Or is this just part of the
Well, yes, and that's a great question. You're awesome because as a magic person, I am not offered the indulgence of getting afraid for very long. What you see is not the limit of what can be. And if there's any one place where hopefulness, possibility, and such things has to always be, it has to be with the witch, the magic worker. We're the ones that see the impossible. We're the ones that make the miracles happen, that make the magic. Magic is not about looking at things going, oh my God, deer in the headlights, or if you're me, queer in the headlights, queer in the headlights, uh, and going and being caught up in it. Remember that the news, the things we see, as a flash of reality at that moment in this time, and time is continually flowing. It's not, it's never the end. It's what it is at that moment. Look at it to inform you, not to conform you.
Mm.
So I have a saying. I say, when in times of challenge, the witch does not get hopeful; we get magical. Magic is about action.
Yes.
Magic is about seeing beyond where things have been to what things can be. I love where we're at. Is it daunting? Yes. Are we at the brink of potential world wars? Yes. But what is it? It always gets the darkest before the dawn. It always gets the stormiest at the end of the storm. As it's coming to its end. Right now, we're at the end of an epic. We're at the end of a time where we were, the rational thinking and logic and all that, which is wonderful, and it gave us a lot. But this next stage is not quite logical. It's something more. Now we've got to cure the illusion of isolation. Or as Michael Jackson said in one of his songs, "You're just another part of me."
Mhm.
But if you could say that to everything, you know. So
So
if you would
it go,
allow yourself to get excited, not diminished by what you see, go, oh, well, thank you, news. Thank you for that report. You're letting me know where to focus my magic.
I love that, and I like that the illusion of aloneness. So is that how that represents ourselves? We see this stuff on TV. We see this stuff. Is that a giving away our power kind of a thing, or how do you?
Well, there's these things I call them the dampers because they turn down or turn up the flame. A damper is a part of a stove, like a wood stove, right? And where you feed the oxygen in or decrease it, right? To increase or decrease the flame. So the thing that decreases us is we evolved. Humans evolved very quickly, right? From hominids to Homo fabulosus, right? Uh, Meaning, and fire was the ultimate thing that really moved us forward, and we evolved very quickly. But there's a side effect of that evolution, and that is over specialization and over individualization, right? We have to, when we set up our altars, at least in the craft that I was trained, you've got the goddess, you've got the god on the sides of your altar, right? And it comes together as the child of promise, which is you, right? So we have to look the mysteries of the god are the mysteries of the parts. The mysteries of the goddess are the mysteries of the whole. WHOLE. We have to bring them into a union, knowing that we were born to individuate and bring the statements of the concepts of reality that could only be born through our eyes or our experience, right? And to know that uh, we never die. There's no such thing.
Mhm.
We wear out the embodiment, right? The physicalization of this form. We burn that little rascal out. One day we won't. I think that one day we won't. We'll have longer lifespans, and it's coming quickly, and maybe even close to states of what we think of as immortal. But you know what? I've been talking to gods for a long time, and I ask them personal questions. What is immortality like, and what does it mean to be immortal? And here's what they say: immortality is when we have backdropped our memory all the way back to who we really are. We were all born at the same time, humans, gods, in that the essence of us was all born at the Big Bang. You were there. You were there. Everybody on here, everybody was there. Not in this form. We've migrated that essential energy that was born at the great aha, the great breathing forth out of the nothingness, right? Uh, all the sparks of the bonfire of the gods were born at the same time, right? We've just been traveling, journeying, becoming different things, right? We've got to remember there is no death. There's only migration, which is so funny. Here we're doing all these things about not treating immigrants well. Well, we're all immigrants in this country, but we're also all immigrants on this planet.
Yeah.
We are star-born beings. You know, I've been in awe for a while of this concept of all metals, specifically the core metals. I mean, we've got alloys and such that we've humans have combined things and created other metals, but the core metals were all born in the stars, all of them. Now, there's one metal that stabilizes oxidative stress in our body. It's the thing that allows us to live, but it also, the stress causes us to age. And
Mm.
that is, we got oxygen, which is killing us, believe it or not, and
Really?
iron. Yeah, yep. That iron is stabilizing it. So, now, funny thing about iron, we all know iron is also a metal. Iron is only made in stars. Inside of us right now, this is not a philosophy, this is not a belief. Well, I'm going to put it in this little poem. You've heard me say it before. We are stars. Wait, we are. I just lost my own poem. Uh, Oh God, we are stars. I can't remember my poem. I just went blank. But we are stars who become human, right? We are the light of the stars. That is the iron in our body came from a star that burned out. Did stars die? No. They became Patty Negri. They became Orion Foxwood. They became everyone. So first cure is there is no separation. It's an illusion. We're all of the same essence, right? And if you want to start changing your world this year, every single person you encounter, keep in the back of your mind, you're a star, you're a star, you're a star, you're divine, you're divine, you're the infinite universe having a human epic. You've dipped down, some of you, not all of you, to walk through this particleized human state. Now, why is that? Now, I had this moment with the Yahweh God, that particular, the Christian God. And I didn't like him, honestly. And I said, with all due respect, I'm mad at you. And what I got back was love. And it said, first of all, it told me, don't call me God. I said, okay. God's a little testy. I told you, don't call me God. Right? I said, what do you want to be called? It said, call me grandfather. I like that. And then it said, or you can call me grandmother. I'm okay with that too. I'm
Nice.
all of it. Yeah, I'm all of it. And the end of that conversation, one day I'd love to do a show on that whole conversation. It was very moving. And at the end of the conversation, I said, so, grandfather, I'm a part of you. You're a part of me. We're all connected at the sensual core, at the essence. Why did you become me? There's a mystery to ask. However you see the source, by whatever name you hold most holy, why did you become me? What I got back was not that that was a question of heresy at all, because it is pretty heretical. He said, my son, when the world needed wonderment, to imagine beyond what it has been, I became you. When the world needed that enthusiasm that we are stars and human feet, encountering stars in all we meet. Know this, grow this, and ignite. The stars will guide you, the darkest night. I said, why did you become me? So you became, I'm the part of you, the human part of you, that's exploring the ranges of wonderment and then to re-infuse ourselves with the absolute impossibilities that have already brought you here. We all were born at a magnificent, massive Big Bang, and we've been banging ever since, moving from form to form to form. I love you, Patty, and by love, I'll never lose you. And whatever forms we migrate into, I'll find you. We'll find each other because love is the bond. If we hold these concepts in our mind, no matter what, especially when you're encountering people doing things you don't like, in your mind, you're saying, you're caught up in your illusion of isolation, your desire to possess, your resentment of change, your desire for absolutes. You are still the universe walking in human form. I was talking to this minister from Florida one time because I was came on a show. This wonderful minister had me on, and he said this elder minister was talking to him, giving him advice and this and that. One of the things he said was, people talk about, is God a woman, a man, or what? He said, what about omni don't we get? It's all of it. Who am I to tell God how to walk in? Who am I how to tell God to dress? So everything, you need to even go beyond the concepts of God and get into the all that is. Because the gods are not. When you get to the gods, you're getting closer, but you're not quite there. Can I tell you a very quick story that
Yes.
happened? Something that happened. So I had sprained my ankle. Oh, I mean, I really had sprained it. It was all in Technicolor. And
Mm.
so I had to do a wheelchair for a little while. So I've gone up to Boston, and my friends wanted to take me to see the Egyptian collection. I think it's called the Metropolitan Museum or something like that, but it's in Boston. It's a big collection. So they wheel me in. And as they do, there's a statue of Isis, the winged Isis. There she was, and she was above me. And that's the way you're supposed to see those statues, so that it causes you to look, elevate your awareness, elevate your consciousness, to look up and beyond all that you see to all that can be. And of course, Isis has the wings that stretch out. The Isis is the goddess of 10,000 names, you know. And at that moment, now this was not in my third eye, this was my physical eye seeing this. The statue literally moved, looked at me, and said, "My lord," which blew me away because, you know, it's a title we use in the craft sometimes. Lord and lady, "My lord, does my form please you?" And I said, "Oh, my lady, oh, my lady, please me. You draw me, you know." She said, and then she turns her head looking back. She says, "Then look at what I'm looking at." What she was reminding me was, whatever calls your attention to the all that is, whether it's God, goddess, angels, I don't care, English muffin, whatever it is,
Mm.
look to it as a keyhole. Look to that presence as a way to come back into the family of creation of which you were a part, an expression of. If you begin to walk in that knowing, yeah, that day I was blown away. So
That's
if anything we teach, you teach, I teach, we share, can cause people's eyes to look, or their attention to wander into the concept of the infinite presence out of which we all came, then we have accomplished what we needed to do. I mean, what you're doing in your paranormal work, I love. Like Bloody Mary out in New Orleans, who I adore. In the paranormal, really what you're teaching people to is expand their concept of normal,
yeah.
what it means to be alive. You know, there's three states of aliveness: incarnate, discarnate, never carnate.
And what is
Right?
that?
Not everything comes into a flesh body. Not everything lives in a carbon-based life form. We're going to learn that real quick as we explore the edges of this universe. As we go to other planets and we start to encounter intelligence in its many forms. Everything's alive. Everything's intelligence. If it's expressed, and if it's physical, it's expressed. It has life within it. So, how do we reconsecrate the world? Is we hold that in our mind. When we're watching the news, we're seeing maybe someone doing something horrible. We look at them and we remember, I see what you're doing, but I know where you came from. Thou art God. Thou art Goddess. Thou art the divine. And refuse to let that go. Refuse. All through COVID, I did this. We had to wear the masks. Remember, we had to wear the mask everywhere, and we had to quarantine. Right now, I didn't mind the mask in the quarantine because the quarantine maybe it had me protecting those I live with all the time, right? And so I did. And so, but when I go out and I wear the mask, I'm protecting those I encounter. So every time I put on the mask, I saw that more like a grail that I was
Mm.
drinking from. So I would go like to the cashier to pay for groceries or whatever, and I would say sometimes to people, startled them, and then they loved it. I said, "Your breath matters to me. I'm wearing this mask because your breath matters to me. You matter to me." And that's what COVID came to teach us. I think it's funny they call it the coronavirus because corona means crown.
Ah, yes, it does, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Ah.
Nothing is an accident. Nothing. Nothing. Even the things that we're seeing that are pretty scary on the news. But we all know that sometimes to get to the best, we've got to purge the worst. When we're healing ourselves, when we take a naturopathic or holistic medicine form, right? we most people notice that whatever malady that they're treating gets worse
Yeah.
before it gets better because it has to purge. We're in the purging period of this age of Aquarius. Don't
Yeah.
think we're not in it. So you see, we don't define whether we're in it. That's a global contract. And we're a part of the globe. We're not the globe. We're a
So
part of it. We're the human expression.
so how do we get through the purge? But just the perception of knowing that it is all part of this plan and we are all one, or where's the
This is why I
activism?
love to be. This is why I love to be on the Patty Negri show because you ask those pertinent questions, right? How do we get to it, right? Well, first, don't be that deer caught in a headlights. Oh my God, someone just walked in with donuts. Um,
It's a food
um,
show.
right, right. What we see, know that all that you see is just a symptom, right? Know that we're not seeing the completed process. What we're seeing is a purging of the old, a purging of like uh, you cannot fight what you cannot see. And if we're to finally become that being that is divinity made manifest, right? We're if we believe, and I do, that we're all here training to become gods, to go shepherd other worlds and to their evolution. I truly believe this. You know, I died like a few years ago. I don't advise people do this, but I've always had a hard head. I'm an Aries, right? We got to bump our heads to learn sometimes. But something happened that caused literally me to die 3 times. Thank you. 3 times in one night. And
Wow.
so, oh, there's so much to say about it. Best workshop I've ever attended. Expensive though. And so I clinically died 3 times in the course of that night, each time going through levels of expansion. The first, reviewing my life. And everywhere in my life where I said, that's not me, I didn't do that. It was only when I breathed, relaxed, and said, yes, I did. We're born in
Wow.
the shape of our parents, we die in the shape of our choices. And so,
That's good.
is that powerful? And so then,
That's powerful.
the next death showed me more like past lives. And I started seeing the areas that still travel in the infinite part of me, the spirit, or really the soul. And I saw things, and I saw a couple of scenes where bad things happen, frustrating things happens, and in me was born a never again will I. But wherever those never again will I's are, that means we stopped right there. You have to go back there and breathe. You got to go back there and with grace get the lesson and let it go.
Mhm.
Life is not out to get you, it's out to give you. And over these last few years, I've been through some whopper challenges, but I'm distilling from them the messages most pertinent. To be a seer in this world now, you have to experience the world now. And then you have to elevate the world now, not just from the highest place, from the lowest place up. So how do we don't get intoxicated by what we see. We don't get entangled or entrapped in what we see. Don't run those things over and over and over in your head, because when you do, you cause a type of entrainment, right? And what you entrain, what you put as reality in your head is the reality you're creating.
Yeah.
Yep. So you see it and go, oh, okay. Well, what is it that I need to, that, why do I, well, first of all, everything you see is, if you see it, you're in it, right? So when you see something, don't go, oh my God, look at this horrible thing happening to them. There is no them. If you're seeing it, it means you have the power to do something about it, even if that's only in, oh, where the lights? There we go. Oh, that was cool.
That was
Um,
good.
uh,
Ooh,
so,
magic.
I know, I like that. Um, so, uh, when you see something, you stop and go, oh, I'm seeing this. How am I in it? How have somewhere in my life this time or another have I completed or have I been involved in that? That's where things like Ho'oponopono work really well, where you reconnect to the all that is. You bring love and forgiveness and grace to all this, and get that out of you and it out, get you out of it and it out of you, right? And then you say, so how do I don't like what I see? So how do I be an embodiment of something different? The truth is, what you run around in your head over and over and over causes something called a sensation. As you build that sensation, it becomes something called an emotion, and you emote that outward. When you emote it outward, now you're creating the sticky stuff,
Hmm.
right? What you feel, you shall reveal. So you can't let your feelings get entangled in appearances. You let it inspire you, let it inform you, but don't let it shape you or conform you. So when I see something I do not like, I go, oh, that lets me know something. What is it that I do? What is it I'm committed to? And then I do a practice called casting the golden cord, which, in summary, I'd love to do. What I want to do is some more weekend sessions and stuff. Maybe Patty, you and I can do something.
I would
That'd be
love
fun.
to do something. I would love that. Let's definitely talk. So tell everybody what the golden cord is, just because everybody's
The
going,
gold,
tell me more.
absolutely. Now, first thing is your existence in this world, your appearance, your presence in this world is because of a number of things that intersect, right? You are literally the intersection of forces emerging. You're an emergent being, right? Of genetic forces, energetic forces, time, place, all kinds of things come together, and at the center of that web, that particular part is you. You're an address, not a person. You're an address of the infinite expression. You know, you're the universe humanized in human form, right? And so we get that. So one of the ways we in the this work step into that is that every day we acknowledge our presence from the above. Well, there is no above below, first of all. That's all an illusion. It's really the out there and the in here, right? So you're an expression of the universe and of the planet, right? And then of where the planet specializes itself and of the human species, right? So you acknowledge that part of you that's the ever arriving infinite stellar pulse. And then the part of you that's arriving out of the underworld to here, commingling with the dream of this world, right? And everything has come from somewhere and is going to somewhere. So be aware of the past, which is the part, the nows that have been expended, the pulse that's been expended to bring you to this moment. Be aware of the future, right? That which is summoning you, that which is ever becoming you. We're not points, we're streams. That's the thing to remember. Don't focus your life on the point, right? Don't. This is where past life regression goes wrong too. Is I love past life regression in that you don't do this to experience pain all over, right? You do that so you can remember another embodiment experience that you've had, retrieve the distillation of that, and bring the best with you. I want all of me that has been distilled now. The past, and then the present is the power. This is the only thing that's ever real, is the now. Yesterday is a now expended, the future is a now anticipated. And sitting in that presence, being powered by the velocity that brought you here, we reach back and we pull the potency that brought us here, and we pull the wisdom that has accumulated to our present, commingle those into then what's the vision of our future? What's the vision that I see into being, I feel into existence? And then we take that like a cord and cast it forward
Mhm.
to that, right? And we have powers to the left and right, the mothers and the fathers that have brought us to this place. And they're not just human, there's lots of them. And they're not always the ones that walk with you, are not always the ones that you would think would walk with you. You know, there's things. I'm sorry, this the sound in the background. There's beings. There's mothers and fathers that walk with you across worlds, across time, and maybe not familiar in this embodiment experience. Because sometimes the things that keep us on track, that help us, because we're completing work that they stopped with, right? And so they're walking with us to help us. We When I see this beautiful lady, Patty Negri, right? I'm literally seeing the universe in a point right there, right? A coalescence, right? When I unravel that in my inner mind, oh my God, I'm doing it now. I'm seeing the profound forces that commingle to become you. The emergence of the underworld, the wisdom of the underworld, the immortal, effervescent, animating force of the star world, the upper world, right? The pillars of parentage that we've had to come through human and other. Because we don't, you have to have a genetic stream or a mineral stream or something stream to get physicalized. The minerals are our ancestors. People forget that. And so all of this to become you, it is epic to become you. Everyone hearing, everyone we encounter, it is epic to become an embodied being. You've got a freaking massive amount of presence that's here to become you, to guide you, to help you. The golden cord work is about stepping into that sevenfold, the sevenfold components of us, the ever arriving universal stellar pulse, the ever sort of emergent arriving ancestral pulse, and your soul is really the cumulative presence of all you've been since you've been on earth. Your spirit is your animating force, your universal force, right? And your body is just how you're walking those two through an experience, distilling, perfecting, and arriving. And we dip in and out of the rest at different times, and we call that death. But it's not, it's just dipping in, reforming, remembering. Um, we have a song in the fairy seership work I teach, and that's the song of the seer. We say, "We are a people of the earth." Sorry for my voice there.
It's
We
good.
are a people of the sky. We are a people of the heart. We are remembering. We are remembering. And I say there's two rememberings because we're remembering, putting the pieces together, remembering, recalling who and what we are. If we do this, and it's what we must do now, this is what magic is ultimately truly about, the act of conscious creation. Step up, babies. It's time to make magic with muscle. Uh,
Mm.
we're we're at the most dangerous, glorious part of being human. We've been traveling this journey for thousands of years to get to this point. And in my threefold death I went through, that third one, I went all the way to the void. And yes, I did the unthinkable. Everyone says, don't go to the void, you'll be gone. Don't touch it, you'll be gone. I drank it. I was given literally a cup of it to drink, and it was glorious. It was,
Wow.
it's, the void is all and nothing at the same time. It's in you now, it's becoming you.
That
Folks,
is amazing.
you're the solution you're looking for. And there is a way to get there. We're not stuck. We're purging.
We
We're
are
sort
purging.
of,
So,
we're
so
doing an
I,
enema.
we are purging, we are detoxifying or what. So okay, that is, I love magic with muscle. Again, now it's time for us to step us, those who do take fate into our own hands, those who do create. So how does one keep, is there little practices or thought forms people could do to keep from being overwhelmed, going, this is too much, and going back into the zombie asleep phone it in, or
Oh,
do
yeah.
we, how do we keep that just going,
A great
ah.
question. But a great question. But the first thing is to understand what you see is not the limit of what can be. It's a snapshot. It's a photograph. That's all what you see is, right? It's the cumulative presence of that now, right? And of the cumulative now of others. If you work on you, you're working on the universe, right? Because when you step out into the world, what you have been working on, what you are becoming, emanates, right? So through your eyes, everything your eyes touches, you either curse or you cure,
Hmm.
you entangle or disentangle, right? So one, don't get entrapped. Just get informed. That's all it is. Two, know that you are the infinite in human form, right? And you have a family of humans that are also seeking to create a better destiny, right? And you've got a lot of support. Everything you eat becomes you. Every meal you have, you're accessing the living presence of this world and the universe, because all the original minerals came from other places, right? So we're in this constant communion with life. You're not alone. You never have been, you never could be. It's an illusion, right? This isn't the end. It's the end of something. It's something transforming, right? It's going to get a little icky, right? You know, it's like when you squeeze a pimple that, or an ingrown hair, even you get that, those ingrown hairs hurt like heck. Or they hurt. But when you get that sucker out and you get to squeeze it and you get all the icky stuff out and then it begins to cure, just know this. It ain't over yet, baby. So do you, and you're doing the universe. Like there's practices we teach in fairy seership that when I was summoned to do the work that that I'm probably most known for, um, I didn't know that I was being a part of a bigger solution or anything. I just knew that I was summoned by an otherworldly being, an intravisible being that was ancient. That was we were going to co-create together. But the truth is, everybody, we're always co-creating. Just the very existence of you is co-creative. You know, you're a lot of things that emerge as one thing. You know, and so you're not alone. This is not the end. The challenges are rough. Some things suck, right? You got to work at establishing a relationship with your centered and creative core. However you do that, every day you got to renew yourself with it, whether that's breath work, prayer work, meditation work. You have to step out of the human express world, which is not all the world, it's only a part of it. And it's not, no, it's not the most important part of it. It's just the most expressed. It's very, it's very see me, us humans. Don't get caught in the mind chatter too much, right? Remember what you are, where you've come from. So integrative practices are paramount, right? Because the truth is, everyone ultimately will become a magical being. That's the highest evolution of spiritual development, is when you actualize the divine imprint. Was in the Bible, it says we're made in the likeness and image of that which made us. Well, that's true. We are. That means then we can do what it did, maybe not at that bigger scope, but we don't know that. The bigger scope is made of the little things, right? Claim your presence in the world. Doctor you. Don't get entangled too much in what you see. Renew yourself in the infinite possibilities. Not only will you make it through, but you'll be a part of the solution.
Mm.
You know, and there's ways, I wish I could teach it all at one time, but we have to heal the ancestral paradox with this. There's ancestral pain that we also inherited to be redeemers of. Everyone has been born to redeem the distance between themselves and the all, right? Uh, and you're a part of it, and there's ways to step up. I'm going to say this on this show right now,
Okay,
and
please
I've been
say it right
thinking it,
now.
and I've been chewing on this. Patty, we're going to launch something this year. I don't know what it is, whether it's a weekend or it's just something, and we're going to get. I've been wanting to do something. There's a couple of things. Convocation of the contacts. That's one thing I want to do. Get people who are contacted to come together and speak and start uh, evolving solutions together. Right. Um, we witches were summoned through inquisitions, through all kinds of stuff. They tried to get rid of us. Here we are, more than
Here we
ever.
are. Yep. More than ever.
It's because, yep, it's because magic is what the universe does.
Yeah.
The universe doesn't need a religion. Humans do. A religion is, if you look at it, it's the derivation of the word, the etymology, to link or to reconnect. That's what it's for. That's it. That's all. Don't get caught in the rest of it, right? Do relinking processes, whether they're spiritual or in a religion, prayer, meditation, etc. Cleanse yourself often because you step out into a field of people who are scared.
Yeah.
Right now, the whole world's got PTSD. It's traumatized. If humanity doesn't understand that the very process of individualizing from your mom when you were born, that's traumatizing, believe it or not. Becoming human is a traumatic and an exciting event, but you chose to be here and you chose to be here now. Why? Because the solution is sitting inside you, all of you, you
Oh,
know? And
thank you
if you're
so much.
magical, you're remembering that we are we are stars with human feet. We are the infinite expressed, right? Um, and so I guess the thing is that I think this year we're going to see some purging big time. That may show us some ugly things, but that's okay. We got to inventory the icky stuff in us so we can get to the best parts of us.
Pop those
You know?
pimples. Ah!
Yeah.
Okay, well, I let's hold each other to it. Let us do something for it. Let us be that activist. Let us be that magical echo activist and like it's wake up.
Yes. And Patty,
All right. Oh
let's
my
do
gosh, my phone
something.
is about to blow
Mm,
up now. We need to do this more often. But before I go, if people are going, oh my heavens, who is this guy? I need to know more about him. I need to follow him. I need to find him. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach you, websites, social media, your books. You guys, we just baby touched on the magic of this man, Orion Foxwood. We
thank you.
touched exactly where we needed to, but tell people where they can get more.
Well, really, Instagram and Facebook are probably the best areas where I'm there all the time because I've been in a time of change and transition myself, which is I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's about to end. What a great workshop that's been, even though it's been difficult. But ask any diamond. It wasn't easy to get there, right? Coal, pressure, heat. Um, so I think those are probably the best. So
Yeah,
look for me on Instagram. Look for me on under Ryan Foxwood. Anytime you see Fairy Seer out there, it's probably me.
it's him.
Yeah, and um, that's probably the best way. I post a lot, and feel free to friend me. You know,
Friend
um,
him, follow him,
yeah,
all of the above.
yeah.
And again, check out the beautiful fairy world because again, that's something that brings so much to this crazy place we're at right now. And
Thank you,
the magic. Thank you. So, you guys, Orion Foxwood, thank you for bringing your
thank you.
beautiful magic. Any, no, not last words, but any closing thoughts for, because you are the wordsmith, you are the chanting, rhyming, beautiful. Not that it has to rhyme, no pressure. Any last words?
Alt, you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. May all the powers of love encompass you through all nights and through all days and in all good ways. You know, I can do some things, but we can do everything. Don't be complacent, vote. Claim your power at every opportunity, but don't be intoxicated by what you see. We're going to be okay. I died 3 times to find out. I saw the end of this, meaning the end of even our world. There is no end, darlings. We're giving birth to a new world.
So
It's a
get
joy to
excited.
be a part of this, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. The
So
unknown, and we
thank you,
love it.
Patty.
So thank you so much. You guys love him like I do. Follow him. Thank you, Orion Foxwood, for truly bringing your amazing magic to the witching hour.
Thank you. Happy New Year's. Let's create a
Happy
new
New
world.
Year. Ah.
Mhm.